Thanks for coming. If you don't mind introducing yourself before we start the interview, that'd be great.
Yes, hi. My name is Aikins, and I am a teacher who works with English learners, also called ELs. I know how it feels to learn English because it's my second language too. So today I want to talk about how we can support EL students by using what they already know, celebrating who they are, and working with their families. This helps all students feel safe, confident, and ready to learn.
Awesome, thank you. So let's move on to the question, first question, if you don't mind answering. What are some cultural influences on teaching and learning that you've seen?
Culture shapes how students learn, act, and respond in class. Some students come from places where they are expected to be quiet and not ask questions. Others are used to learning in groups. As a teacher, I need to understand these differences so I don't misunderstand students. Culture also influences body language, eye contact, and how students show respect. Knowing this helps me avoid making wrong assumptions and helps me to support all learners better.
Okay, great. But what about cultural competence? And what is cultural competence? And why is it important when teaching English learners, ELs?
Culture competence means understanding and respecting a students' backgrounds. It helps me connect better with my students and plan lessons they can relate to. When I know where students come from, I can teach in ways that make sense for them and help them feel seen and respected.
Okay, great. How can you integrate students' cultural values and beliefs into your classroom?
I try to include books, examples, and activities from different cultures. I let students share traditions, food, and stories from their lives. And we also talk about world languages and holidays. When students see their culture included in the classroom, they feel proud and more willing to participate.
What role does culture play in student learning?
Culture affects how students learn and how comfortable they feel in school. If we ignore culture, students may feel lost or not welcome. A classroom that honors culture helps students feel safe, and that's when real learning can happen.
Totally. How do school and classroom environments affect language learning?
A welcoming classroom makes a big difference. If students feel safe and included, they are more willing to take risks, speak up, and try new language. That's why I use clear visuals, sentence frames, and group work. I also use scaffolding, like giving extra support with vocabulary or modeling writing steps.
That's great. So what strategies do you use to support and celebrate cultural diversity?
I ask students to bring their culture into the classroom through art, stories, music, or food. We make class books with family stories. I teach my students to celebrate each other's differences. I also try to learn a few words in their home language to show respect.
And what are ways to support English learners with different strengths or needs?
Well, every EL is different. Some learn fast, some need more time. I use small groups, visual aids, hands-on tools, and sentence stems. For ELs with special needs, I work closely with the special education team to make sure they get what they need. This could include audio tests, repeater instructions, or extra time.
Okay, that's good to know. So what are some ways to support ELs' social and emotional needs?
Many ELs feel nervous or shy when they don't know their language. I check in with them, pair them with kind buddies, and make sure they know it's okay to make mistakes. I celebrate their progress, even the small wins, and encourage them every day.
Why is it important to understand students' social, emotional, and cultural needs when creating classroom routines?
When I understand these things, I can set up a classroom where students feel respected and safe. I explain rules clearly, use pictures, and involve students in setting routines. This helps students know what to expect and how to behave.
And how do family and community practices called funds of knowledge help with language learning?
Families have a lot to offer. The experiences, stories, and skills help build language and understanding. I use students' background knowledge in class, for example, asking them to explain how cooking or farming works in their culture. This helps them connect learning to their real lives.
How do you build partnerships with families?
I reach out often, not just when there is a problem. I use translation apps or bilingual staff to communicate. I invite families to come in and share stories or help with class projects. I also send home simple newsletters in their language so they feel included.
Well, that's great. Well, what are some good ways to involve families in supporting their EL students?
I give families easy ways to help, like asking them to read together in any language, talk about their day, or label things at home. I also give tips during parent-teacher meetings about how they can support homework or practice vocabulary.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Is there any final thoughts that you have?
Well, yes, every student is made in the image of God. They have value no matter where they come from or what language they speak. When we build a classroom that respects culture and language, we help all kids succeed, and we build a more loving school community.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.